I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee. I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee.
Hello, podcast persons, and welcome to the show. Coming up, Ammy Doeden, a childhood cancer activist, is going to tell us how people are going to be lining up on August the 24th in Middletown to get their head shaved. It's the 15th annual Get Your Shave On to benefit the St. Baldrick's Foundation to fight childhood cancer. Before we go there, let's tackle the brain buster. Being that we celebrate Chocolate Chip Cookie Day this week, a chocolate chip related question. When chocolate chip cookies were first invented, they were called by a different name. Which one was it? Is it A, Chewy Gooeyes, B, Butter Drop Dew Cookies, or C, Cocoa Crisps? The answer at the end of the show. So, let's talk about men, women, and children lining up to have their heads shaved for a good cause. Coming up August the 24th in Middletown, it's the 15th annual Get Your Shave On to benefit the St. Baldrick's Foundation. Joining us on the podcast is Ammy Doeden. She's a childhood cancer activist, and this is her 15th year being involved with this fundraiser. Ammy, it's so good to have you with us on the podcast. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
So, Get Your Shave On. I've heard of guys not shaving in November to fight cancer, but we're talking about shaving heads. Tell us about this fundraiser, Get Your Shave On, and the St. Baldrick's Foundation.
So the St. Baldrick's Foundation is a volunteer grassroots organization. Volunteers from different areas put on these head shaving events, and the money that we raise goes to fund research grants specifically for pediatric cancer. And they pair the research from around the world with different labs so that we can make a bigger impact for these kids. And the head shaving is to show the kids that are going through treatment that they are not alone and that they are more than their hair, because it can be very soul crushing when you start to lose your hair through treatment because you finally start to look like a sick person. And not everyone is as nice as they should be when that starts to happen.
Aha. How did you get involved, Ammy?
So I actually saw a flyer for the event at my daughter's gymnastics class, and I signed my husband up. I volunteered him without telling him.
What was his reaction?
His reaction was like, wait, what are we doing and why are we doing this? But then I showed him all of the stories that I had been reading all afternoon, which led me to eventually sign myself up. And he agreed that it was a good cause and we should definitely be involved.
Wow, that was 15 years ago. What is it that keeps you going with this?
It's definitely the kids and their families, because we volunteered for another event in D.C., and our 5-year-old daughter came to us and said, I would like to help the kids like Mom helped the kids. So we started our Get Your Shave On event in our driveway because she wanted to help as well. And it has just been a roller coaster. You meet the families, you get involved with them, and you see what they're going through. And you just want to stay. You want to help as much as you can.
You were telling me earlier that once you dove into the research of childhood cancer, that you had no idea just how many children are affected by cancer.
I had no idea. And I had 4 kids of my own. And I felt like it was something that our pediatricians should have told us about, because every 2 minutes around the world, a child is diagnosed with cancer. It is crazy, the numbers.
So tell us about the honored kids.
Okay, so the honored kids are the heartbeat of our organization because these are our local families. We have 9. Their names are Sophia, Aubrey, Noah, Avery, Sarah, Olivia, Sydney, Isla, and Lauren. And of those 9, 3 have already passed away. But they are the reason that we keep coming back. And it has just been incredible to get to know them, to watch them grow. Sarah was an honored kid from the time she was 14, and she passed away at 18, just shortly after her 18th birthday. And she was just, I could talk about Sarah all day, honestly. But once you know them, they feel like family. And it's the reason why we keep coming back.
So on the 24th in Middletown, there's actually going to be a shaving of heads. Where will this take place?
So this will be at the park in Middletown. There's going to be other events. We have a car show and a food truck, and there's the playground. We'll have some games and stuff for the kids that come out. But yes, we will actually be shaving heads Anybody can sign up. It's free to sign up. And then you just ask for donations to your friends and family and tell them you're doing this crazy thing. Then you bring them all out and they get to watch you do this crazy thing. Shave your hair off completely. And it's a ton of fun. You will leave the event changed, I promise.
Wow, that's amazing. So how do people sign up?
Okay, so you can go to stbaldricks.org and put in the search bar, Get Your Shave On, and our event will pop up and it'll walk you through the steps to register as a shavee or just make a donation.
Amy, what about folks that say, I'm not so sure, and then come the day of, they thought, you know what, I'm going to do this, so walk-ons are welcome, right?
Walk-ons are absolutely welcome. We've had several over the past few years that watch the event from the beginning till almost the end, and they go, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. So we sign them up on the spot. They sit down in the chair, and they leave the event bald. And it's actually one of my favorite parts of the event because that means that they caught something, and it tugged at their heart enough that they wanted to join us.
What kind of an impact has this had locally, Amy?
So the Inova Children's Hospital has actually received several grants from St. Baldrick, which has led to advances in treatments that have less side effects. We actually have one of our shavees this year. She is a child life specialist at Inova, and she'll be there and giving a speech talking about the impact of these grants and what they've done for local families.
Excellent. With the nonprofit, the St. Baldrick's Foundation, what sets them apart from other organizations, in your view?
So I think it is more about community because it is a grassroots organization. This is everybody. You can start your own event no matter where you're at, even if it only has one or two shavees or if it has hundreds of shavees. And since 2005, when they started, they have raised over $368 million. And that's all through volunteer participation.
Say that number again, Amy?
$368 million has been raised since 2005. I love the fact that there are over 384 different institutions that these grants have been given to globally.
And as you said earlier, they all share information, so the impact is even greater.
Yes. So they'll pair somebody, a set of researchers in California, with a set of researchers in London so that their research can be fast-tracked and everyone is talking to each other instead of just one lab here in California trying to do something on their own.
Well, I love the story of how you volunteered your husband. But what a fun way to help fight childhood cancer. Amy, you already gave the website for St. Baldrick's, stbaldricks.org/events, and then we can search Get Your Shave On and find the local event. If people want to reach out to you personally, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way would be my phone number. You can call or text me any questions that you have about the event or how you can get involved. My phone number is 540-514-5738. Have
you had people who said, well, I don't know if I can shave my head. How about if I make a donation not to shave my head? That would be accepted too, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And we also have this really fun thing that St. Baldrick started a couple of years ago called Do Your Own Thing. And you can set up a fundraiser so that you don't have to shave your head, but you can do something like a water balloon fight, whatever you can think of, bake sales, whatever. And you don't have to shave your head, but you can participate in our event.
That's awesome. And I love how your family personally got involved with your 5-year-old daughter right there in your driveway with that first haircut.
I'm really proud that all 4 of my kids have shaved for this event.
That's awesome. Ammy Doeden, childhood cancer activist. Best of luck on the 24th. There's going to be a lot of hair on the ground there at the park in Middletown. And what time on the 24th does it start?
It starts at 9 a.m. and will go probably until mid-afternoon.
Get your shave on in Middletown. Ammy Doeden, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
All righty, time now to pull out the old podcast planner and go over plans for the upcoming week. Monday, August the 4th, it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Of course, chocolate chips, the #1 favorite cookie in America. We can thank Ruth Graves Wakefield for inventing the chocolate chip cookie in 1937. Monday the 4th is also National Coast Guard Day. It was August 4th, 1790, that the Coast Guard was created to help be involved in trade and humanitarian duties. Tuesday the 5th, it's National Night Out, always the first Tuesday in August, promoting police-community partnerships. It's also National Underwear Day, so whether it's boxers or briefs or panties or tighty-whitey, skivvies and thongs, do what your mom always told you. Make sure you have clean underwear on in case you're in an accident. Wednesday the 6th, it's National Root Beer Float Day, originally called the Black Cow, invented by Frank Wisner in Colorado in 1893. The 6th is also Wiggle Your Toes Day. Thursday, August 7th, it's Purple Heart Day. It's the oldest American military decoration for military merit. Created in 1782, it was in 1944 that it began to award those who had been wounded or killed in combat. Friday, the 8th, it's Frozen Custard Day. I love getting my frozen custard, going back to the car, and then just sitting there and watching the people get in line and to look at their smiling faces. We all become little kids waiting for our treats. The 8th is also Sleep Under the Stars Night. Whether you're in the backcountry or your backyard, pop up a tent and create a lifelong memory with your kids. Saturday, August 9th, it's National Garage Sale Day, which is why it's always the date of the Route 11 Yard Crawl. Yep, it's that time. 43 miles of bargains from Stevens City to Newmarket. And on Sunday the 10th, it's National Lazy Day and National S'mores Day. Now let's talk chocolate chip cookies and the Brain Buster. When the chocolate chip cookies were first invented, they were not called chocolate chip cookies. They were called what? Is it A, Chewy Gooeyes, B, Butter Drop Dew Cookies, or C, Cocoa Crisps? And the answer is B, Butter Drop Dew Cookies. I appreciate your hanging out with me these last 13 minutes. Please share my website with others so they can join us too. breakfastwithbarrylee.com. In closing and continuing with our chocolate chip theme, these quotes. Friends are the chocolate chips in the cookie of life. And remember, broken cookies do not have calories. Which is why when I get a new package of cookies, I open them up and break them all in half. Have a blessed week.